So, picture this. I was 17 years old and lockdown has just ended. I came back out into the world a brand new person. I was confident. I went to my first dates a few days ago and I was feeling so elated. I was fit for the very first time in my life and I was practicing Muay Thai off of YouTube videos. And I was going to attend my very first session as well. I was so excited. That was going to be the best day of my entire life. But I didn't spend that night celebrating how glorious my life had become. I spent it looking at the bright light shining into my face in the back of an ambulance, slowly losing my consciousness. At that time, I could feel one thing, and one thing only. Happiness. Hey, I'm Eli. This is how to live. I've had many near-death experiences before. I've had people attack me. I've been thrown into situations where my life was in danger. When the life of my loved ones was in danger. There are countless instances where I was ready to sacrifice myself, let everything go just to protect others. But, strangely, none of these experiences were as profound as the one I'm going to talk about right now. So, as I mentioned before, it was the end of the lockdown. I came back out into the world, got back into school, and everything felt so different. I spent the summer going out with my friends, training and spending time with my family. There were so many new impulses that reached me that made me feel like life finally had some meaning to it. Unfortunately, these beautiful times were soured by a terrible, terrible pain lingering in my stomach. In my family, it's common tradition to just neglect these sort of issues, to treat them like they'll go away on their own, or treat them with home remedies, believing that they'll be far better than medicine. Unfortunately, I was a victim of this as well. And even though I was 17 years old, I could have gone to the doctor myself. I was so vulnerable to their influence that I decided it was best to just listen to them. So for weeks, they just blamed it on a sudden change of diet, or on the fact that I was losing weight. They told me that it would go away on its own, so I believed them. I endured all that pain until I couldn't anymore. It was the day when I was going to attend my very first Muay Thai session, and the pain was still present. But it started getting worse and worse until it finally hit a peak. I rushed to the bathroom, and while I felt this stabbing pain rush through my body, I threw up this strange black sludge, which turned out to be digested blood. Even then, it took quite a bit of convincing to have them take me to the doctor. From there, I was transferred to a hospital in the capital city, where they were going to hold me for the night and run some tests on me the next day. But things didn't really go down like that. In the middle of the night, I rushed to the bathroom again. I felt that same horrible pain just consume my entire body. And when I threw up, this time, I saw nothing but crimson red. I lost so much blood that night, liters of it. I was weak, I was pale. They had to carry me through a wheelchair, and they were going to transfer me to another hospital, which was more prepared for these kinds of emergencies. They strapped me onto the bed so I wouldn't fall down, and they put me into the back of the ambulance. I stared up at its ceiling, watching the bright light blind me as everything became blurry. I felt my consciousness slowly fade as my thoughts became less concentrated. My eyelids were so heavy, but with how much blood I lost, I thought that if I were to close them now, I would never open my eyes ever again. People are naturally afraid of death, and so was I. Dying would mean that all my dreams would be crushed. All my goals would be null. I lose my family. I lose everyone I ever loved. I could never talk to them, never hug them, never appreciate them ever again. All these painful thoughts and fears are natural to feel at this moment. Yet I wasn't thinking about them. None of it had ever crossed my mind. Because what I felt in that moment was pure, unadulterated happiness. I thought back to how I lived for so many years. All the pain, all that suffering. I felt so depressed every single day. All the abuse I endured because I was so weak. I started to defy it in the last few months. I was no longer overweight. I was considered fit. For the first time in my life, I was fit. I couldn't comprehend it. The fact that I could confidently talk to people, that I could even talk to a girl and go on dates. I've even got a scholarship for the first time in my life. I was making progress. And that progress was intrinsic to me. It made me a better person. And I thought that if I was to die right there, I would die a far better man than I used to be. Of course, as you can see, that didn't really happen. I'm still right here, fortunately, talking to you. This strange illness later turned out to be 4 stomach ulcers caused by bacterial infection. That took me out for a couple of weeks, and I've had some pretty interesting experiences throughout that time. But none hit me as deep as that time in the ambulance. I've carried that with me ever since. It changed my outlook on life, because it was one of my many reminders that mortality is unavoidable. We're all human. We were born one day and we'll pass away one day. From ashes to ashes. It's something we cannot avoid, something we cannot escape no matter how much we try. Something we must accept that will eventually come to us. But it has also shown me how profoundly, how deeply I love progressing in life. This whole self-improvement movement, it's not just about getting girls. Not just about getting fit and feeling better about yourself. Deep down in my soul, for the very first time in my life, I felt fulfillment. Like I was patching up the hole that's been present all my life. And the fact that I was ready to die right there, with a smile on my face, changed my entire life. Ever since then, I spend my days knowing that everything could end at any moment. I've come close to it on quite a few occasions before, ever since then. But for something like this, there's no need for extreme situations. Life is still pretty fickle. We have no clue what will happen to us in the next moment, the next day, the next month, the next year. But this isn't meant to worry us. It's meant to remind us that our time is valuable, and we must appreciate how valuable it truly is. I spend every single day doing what I love. People often chase meaning to their lives. They want a grand goal that they could fulfill one day. They want to change humanity as a whole, revolutionize an industry, make some lasting impact that will have people remember them. And while all of these goals are respectable and profound, to me, that is not the meaning of life. To me, the meaning of life is to live happily, is to enjoy every single day, no matter how terrible it gets. Even though negativity reaches me constantly, even though I've got so much pressure placed upon me, so many expectations to fulfill all on my own, so many people who want to see me fail, all because of hidden resentment. But I choose to focus on the positive. Every single day, I train, I meditate, I study, I go out with my friends, I socialize, I talk to people who I love, I tell them how much I appreciate them. But I also indulge in some easier habits. I eat junk food every now and again. We go out drinking a few times per month. I spend a few hours of my day playing video games as well. Because that's what makes me happy. This balance of fulfilling both my short and long-term needs makes me more fulfilled than anything else. It makes me happy. It makes me feel like I'm not wasting my time. Which is why I want all of you to be happy as well. Because there is no greater security than knowing that if I were to die right here and right now, I die happy, man. I hope to lead all of you to the same conclusion one day. If you have any troubles that you think I could help you out with, feel free to drop a comment below and I'll try my best to get back to you. Might as well like and subscribe while you're at it. Okay, thank you very much for listening. Thank you so much. Goodbye.